Hi, Null Inquisitor. It's raining outside, and I just watched RuneSlinger's video about agency, about what was it again? Agency and healthy gaming. A discussion that was brought to you by Same Old G. Listening to that, I was reminded of a story or an experiment, and it was maybe okay. I was watching. It's raining outside, and I was watching RuneSlinger's video on agency and gaming health. A video response to Same Old G. And he mentioned something about an article on his blog on the subject of agency. I don't want by any means to beat the dead horse again, but it reminded me of a story. Back into 2000, I discovered a game called 7C. And about 2 or 3 years after that game came the first edition of Mutants and Mastermind. And this whole period for me was very different in some ways because of a mechanic called drama dice and hero points in Mastermind. And this mechanic was very different to me. I had played at this point a lot of Rift, Heroes Unlimited, GURPS, a lot of White Wolf game, and some others. And of course, in the World of Darkness game, you had willpower to modify your roles and such, but never did a mechanic allow the players to influence the story in such a way that the drama dice and the hero points did. In Classic, for example, 7C, you can spend drama dice to affect the story and not just your roles. It's not just a luck mechanic. You can use it to create scenes. You can use it to add stuff for a scene. And in Mutants and Mastermind, it's even stronger than that. You can add the power to your character momentarily to do stuff you could not do before. Or you can use a feat that you didn't have. Or you can edit a scene. And the opposite of that is that the Game Master can give you hero points to, let's say, to bait you into doing something cool for the story. Like giving hero points to a whole table of players and say to them, now all your guys will be knocked down and you will awaken into a death trap with the villains laughing at your ass, and every players can accept that hero points, and maybe one guy at the table will not. But that will be his decision. He can be the Batman who will come to save the whole group later on. So these types of mechanics are on this famous Runeslinger patented scale of agency. This type of mechanics is really not in the middle, but slightly on the on the more strong favor of players' agency. So what I wanted to bring to the subject is that if I had spent all my 25-ish years of gaming into just one type of game or one system, I would be fairly one-track mind about the whole player agency thing. But having experienced those games, it allowed me over time to measure what my player expect from a game by giving them at some point more and more agency. I saw the limit of what they were comfortable with as agency goes. The real truth, I believe, is that most players don't want total agency. And this is one of the questions I had prepared for a missed opportunity with Sameolg. But I will I will I will use this question right now. And my question was for him: do you think that when you need a large sum of player agency when you play a game as a player, would you say that in fact you should be the game master of the game? I say that because from my experience, even my best players, the ones who can switch genre, switch systems, switch style of gaming, switch character type, they all have a comfortable zone. If they feel they cannot affect the story, they will be pissed off most of the time. But if they have this dramatize or hero points and can affect the story, you see the opposite. Sometimes they will themselves restrain from doing too much, just for the fun of it. A player could spend 5 hero points and basically make the whole Justice League appear, and Superman and Batman and whatever, appear to help them in their missions. But most of the players I have, they don't. And I have one player in particular, Fred. Fred's love to spend his hero points. He doesn't like to look foolish. He likes to be the hero. But he never spends those dice to create new scenes. That's cheating for him. Summoning a new character or edit the scene so it is. Sorry, I have allergies. So for him it's cheating. editing a scene is fundamentally cheating for him. But he uses that his luck mechanic to push his luck, to re-roll the dice, and he loved that. And I have other players that is the opposite. They feel rolling the dice again is cheating, but they prefers to add something else to the scene that will favor them. So these type of mechanics, I know some GM don't like these type of mechanics, but they can be used to measure your players about what they really needs and crave as agency goes. So that was my little story on the subject of and that's maybe that returns to the whole point of agency, but for me this is healthy gaming. When you have tools to scrutinize or observe your players and learn to appreciate them more and learn about them more. So this is very healthy for me. And once you know your players, thanks to those mechanics, you know what type of game they want, and you can then design the perfect, or what you think is perfect, experience. That's healthy.